once was this boy who lived up in the mountains with his sheep. He lived in the deep, dark woods, and out of boredom, or maybe to feed his ego, what have you, he would run down to town and scream, "Wolf, wolf is attacking my flock." So all the farmers and the villagers would gather together and bring up their tools to fight against this wolf, and alas, there was no wolf. Now the boy would do this several other times until eventually a wolf did show up. What did the boy do? He cried wolf. And the thing is, this time the people wouldn't be fooled. They said, "A liar once will never be believed." Most of us seem to be falling for this trap and feeding off these words. You see, because they wouldn't believe in the truth, they've been given a great deception. I gotta be frank, a lot of us, including myself, stay prepared by going to other preppers' YouTube channels and gaining as much knowledge as we can. There is quite a few out there that seem to be crying wolf more so than the average Joe. What are we to say when they keep crying wolf and eventually the truth does come out? The problem with some of these channels is they continue to talk about a wolf, but the problem is they're doing it too much and it's unreasonable, it's unreliable. Our responsibility as preppers, especially YouTube creators, is that we inform people about realistic situations that could occur. In turn, being more responsible, more reliable, we earn the trust of our viewers, right? And when we cry wolf about every little situation out there, it makes us unreliable and untrustworthy, and verges on deliberately lying to manipulate others. Interfering what you're saying, what you're talking about constantly, is outright tyranny. But besides preppers, there's some real shepherd boys out there that are claiming all sorts of misinformation. They're misguiding us as a people in general, spreading false alerts, false alarms, and causing the people to believe in a lie. We can see this happening all over. So this isn't a rant on putting down prepping channels. I just wanted to put it out there that we need to be more responsible. Yes, help us prepare for things, but let's be honest, not everything that you guys are talking about is something that's ever going to happen. I find it interesting that the government insists that we believe in everything they say, yet they have a long history of dishonesties towards the people, what they've given us. And the elite, the mega rich in this world, have been funding the media all along. And if they're funding them, that means they control what they're saying, right? A lot of crying wolf on little things that have been going around that shouldn't have been exaggerated. Take, for instance, the food pyramid. Each year, the top of the food pyramid, what gets consumed the most, it changes. One year it'll be eggs are bad for you, it's high in cholesterol. The next year, the eggs will be the top of the food chain, what you're supposed to eat the most, and it's super healthy for you. Or pork is all of a sudden the newest lean meat, when before they were scare tacting, saying you were going to get trichinosis. These are just the games they like to play. But the funny thing is, they take us as fools, and rightfully so, because we are foolish listening to them. They know that we'll accept whatever they say because their power is out of reach of us little miscreants, and we are simply just co-enablers towards their goals. We allow them to do what they're doing. Nobody is standing up and fighting, including myself. But ultimately, the joke will turn around and be upon their shoulders for once and not ours. You see, lying is their tool of manipulation. Manipulators tend to lie, to hold back, to hide something. To point the fingers at you means that nobody's pointing fingers back at them. There is a saying, when one finger's pointing at you, there's three pointing back at yourself, right? You see, it seems that everybody's lost their sense of history, right? If you are watching the right news sources, you will think that this world is just completely fallen over and everybody is just dead left and right. Yet we all know this is not happening. If we were to look around this world, how they've overstepped their bounds on almost everything imaginable. We can see they've taken something that is not as serious as they'd like you to think, and they've blown it way out of proportion. And this is a case of a crying wolf. They are the shepherd boys on top of the mountain in the deep, dark woods. They are pointing their fingers down upon the average Joe and calling them a liar, telling them that their common sense is not so common. They are putting the fingers on you, not on themselves. This is all a big game. This all is step one to their master plan. Call me paranoid, call me schizophrenic or crazy. We can all see through those lies they've allowed to be lied to. They do not acknowledge the truth. They want to believe in a lie. As long as you keep giving into this lie and believing in this lie, then of course they're going to keep spoon-feeding you this lie. But there's one thing that they cannot have any say in, and that is God's ultimate plan. You see, the devil, he tends to take God's plans and he mimics them. He twists them to his own way. He's cunning and he plans out all the things he wishes to do. Ultimately, he has taken this pandemic. He's trying to mimic what is written in Revelations. When God Almighty decides that it is time that all those who do not acknowledge him, when it is time for them to face the word, the truth, it's going to be the wolf showing up when the boys crying wolf, you know. You can talk about this pandemic all you want. Ultimately, a real one's going to strike, and when the person next to you is no longer with us, then you will know the real thing occurred. Open up that Bible and read the truth, because in there reveals what's going to happen, what the real plan is, not just a mimicry, not just a mockery of the word, but the real spirit of the word will become fulfilled. And these are the things you should be preparing for.